Hello everybody, my name is Ariel and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a recently accepted medical student and will be starting school this fall. In today's video, I want to talk about two things. The first thing is what school I was accepted to, and the second thing is I wanted to show you guys my reaction to being accepted to medical school. So if you're interested in seeing that acceptance reaction and hearing what school I got accepted to, please stay tuned for the video, and if you would like to follow my journey to and through medical school, feel free to subscribe, and if you like this video, please like it. So let's get right into the video. So as promised, I am going to show you guys a video showing my reaction after I received my acceptance phone call for medical school, and I just want to give a huge shout out to my dear friend Keisha. Keisha, thank you so much for taking this video. It is incredible to have documentation of this day and just to be able to look back on this and to remember this incredible moment. So I'm really excited to share this video with you guys, but just a little disclaimer, it is an iPhone video, so not the highest quality, but definitely it still shows all the emotion and all the feelings that I felt that day. So before I show you guys that, I wanted to just set the scene a little bit for when this video was taken. If you are interested in knowing a little bit more about my background, I am not going to talk about that in this video, but I will link videos that I've talked about that previously up there for you guys to go check out, as well as in the description box down below. So just to give you guys some dates of what my timeline looked like from submitting the application to getting to the point where the video I'm going to show you was taken, to that acceptance phone call. This was taken in 2018. Yes, it's 2020 now, which is weird because usually if somebody's accepted, they matriculate that following school year. And in my case, that did not happen. I decided to defer a year. I haven't explicitly talked about that in a video. I don't know if I will. If you're interested, comment down below and I might talk about it a little bit more, but it's a lot to unpack, so I have not made a video on that. But just to explain why this timeline starts in 2018 and it is now 2020 and I'm only now starting school. That is not a typical timeline, so just wanted to put that out there as a disclaimer to everybody. I also wanted to say that everybody's timeline is different. This is just my timeline and my experience. This is not, from what I know, a very typical experience. Usually this process is a lot more drawn out, and I talk about that in previous videos. So if you have any questions about that, look to those videos or comment down below and I will try to answer your questions about the specific timeline of this. So I submitted my AMCAS application, the primary application that you submit to medical schools. That application for me was submitted on July 8th of 2018, and AMCAS processed my application pretty quick. Typically, if you're submitting your application in July, sometimes processing time takes a little bit longer, but my application was processed the next day. So my primary AMCAS application was processed and done and sent to my school on July 9th of 2018. After that, between July 9th and August, I received a secondary application from the school that I applied to, and I received that in the form of an email, submitted that back to them, and then I received an email on August 20th of 2018 inviting me to schedule an interview and to come attend an interview, which was very exciting for me. So after receiving that email for an interview invite on August 20th, I then scheduled my interview for September 7th, which was a pretty quick turnaround time. I was not expecting to have this all happen so quickly, and so that was a big shock. I wasn't quite prepared for the interview, so I kind of had to drop everything I was doing. Also, just to put this in there, I've said it in a previous video, but I was attending graduate school at the time in Vermont, so I'll tell you where I'm going to school, but it was all the way across the country from Vermont, so I had to drop all of what I was doing in graduate school. I still had to do school, but I had to put a significant amount of effort into preparing for this interview and then quickly turn around, get to the other side of the country and attend my interview, which was scheduled for September 7th. And so I attended my interview on September 7th, and then I received the phone call that I had been dreaming of for so long. Just very exciting. on September 27th of 2018. So although this process was not short to get to the point of applying, it was a very long process, don't get me wrong. Please check out those other videos. I go into a lot more detail about it. Don't think that this is a very short process, it's not, but this particular application cycle for me was extremely short. I submitted my primary AMCAS application on July 8th of 2018, and then I received my acceptance to medical school on September 27th of 2018. So that was about the time span, about 2.5 months, give or take. So I also just want to explain to you a little bit more about the day of me getting accepted. I was not expecting it at all. So just a little story before I show this video. On the day of September 27th, I was in classes for graduate school. It wasn't a day that I was expecting to hear back from the school. I wasn't expecting to hear from them until a few days later. I don't think until maybe the 1st of October or maybe even October 15th. I can't remember exactly what the day was, but I was not expecting to hear from anybody on September 27th. So I was in my physiology class for graduate school and I was sitting with my friends and we were in between a lecture, and just because I didn't have anything else to do at the time, I went to the school's application portal and went to just click to make sure everything was good and they had everything they needed, and of course they did. I was just being ridiculous and just checking back in to see if anything had changed. And then I received an email from the school's office and they were asking me what my degree was in for graduate school, and I thought that was really weird, which is I think what prompted me to check the portal. So that's why I was checking the application portal for that specific school. So I received this email, I was like, oh no, like I hope they have all the information they need. What if I didn't give them all the information? And then all those typical pre-med thoughts start rushing into my head of, oh no, like I did something wrong. And so I went and checked the portal, and in the portal something showed up that said accepted student materials or something along those lines. And I saw that, and that wasn't there before when I initially scheduled my interview and finished the interview. And so my heart just like started like pounding, and I started like, it dropped, but in a good way, if that makes sense. I didn't want to believe that I had gotten accepted. I was like, oh, no, their systems are having issues. You know, maybe they're sending acceptances out or something to some of the early decision people, but that's definitely not me. They've made a mistake. I can't tell myself that I've been accepted yet. I can't get my hopes up. This is just a technical error. So that showed up on my portal. I sent the office back the information that they had requested in the email they sent me, and I went on with my day. And I tried so hard not to keep thinking about it because I did not want to get my hopes up. I just didn't want to do that, and I had gotten my hopes up in the past and it didn't work out, and just didn't want to do it again. So I was trying to just go about my day, and I had a class that met late in graduate school. I think it met from 4 o'clock to 6, and this was on the East Coast, so East Coast time. And nobody had called me that day, and if you get accepted to my school, you get a phone call, which is like a really big deal. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna get accepted, I'm gonna get a phone call. It's not gonna show up in the portal. I'm gonna get a phone call first, and nobody had called me. So I just waited, and I went to class and tried to not really think about anything. And I was sitting in class, and I want to say it was maybe 4:10-ish, 4:15. I remember this so vividly because it was just such a big moment. Probably the only other day that compares to this day is, I would say, my wedding day. Wedding day and being accepted to medical school day are, I mean, maybe wedding day is like a little bit, but I've been working towards going to medical school for a lot longer than I have been in a relationship with my now husband, so I want to say that being accepted to medical school was a bigger day for me, but it's on the same wavelength, so don't get me wrong about that. But very important day. So I was sitting in this class, Introduction to Human Pregnancy, graduate school class, and I got a notification that I had a voicemail 3 hours ago. Somebody had left me a voicemail 3 hours ago from a number that my phone had somehow registered, maybe through Google or something, as the admissions office for the school that I was accepted to. And I was in shock because I didn't receive a phone call. I didn't see the notification of the voicemail until 4:15, and according to when the voicemail was left, I got the voicemail 3 hours prior, and there was a missed call that just came up on my phone. So then I immediately, like, you don't usually leave class until the break, but I immediately just got up out of my seat and excused myself, and I went outside to the little courtyard area, and I immediately called the number back. And it was my acceptance phone call, and they said, you know, congratulations, you've been accepted. And the conversation went on, but it's hard for me to remember exactly the conversation because I just like I am now, I could not stop smiling. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe this was happening. It was like a surreal moment. So I don't remember exactly what was said in the phone call. I remember bits and pieces of it, but the gist of it was, you're accepted, congratulations, we're really excited. And I was really excited, and it was great. So after this phone call, I went back into class, and then that's when this video was taken by my dear friend Keisha. Was us in the hallway outside of our classroom in graduate school after I had gotten that phone call, and my reaction to telling her and telling our other friends in class. They said, "What's wrong? Why did you just get up and leave like that? Or is everything okay?" I think I was probably crying a little bit at that point because I was just so overwhelmed and surprised and excited, and I was like, yeah, I've just been accepted to medical school, guys, because most of the people I was in graduate school with also were trying to go to medical school, so everybody was really excited, and it was just an incredible day. So anyway, I am going to show you guys that little clip. I just wanted to put it in here just to give you guys a little taste of my emotion 2 years ago. So there's that video.
I've come, guess who got into medical school?
So there you have it. That was my reaction to being accepted to medical school, and my little backstory of the day I got that acceptance call. I also wanted to let you guys know, for everybody who has watched the video up until this point, as promised, I am going to tell you guys where I was accepted to school. So I was accepted to the University of Utah School of Medicine. I am going to be graduating in the class of 2024, and I was accepted through the early decision program. So go Utes! I'm so excited to be starting school. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions for me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you would like to follow my journey as I start medical school and my journey to becoming a physician. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.